It is the 1st of December 2023. So happy new month. My name is Arthur and it is 5:34 a.m. I just want to continue sharing about spending, and this is in regards to the festive season kind of spending. A study was done and they're saying Ugandans spend 80% of monthly income on expenses. On Xmas expenses. Now, that is crazy. So this means that people are left with only 20%. Now, yesterday, and I've also been sharing this, that 58.9% of Ugandans don't care how they spend their money. And in the festive season, people tend to push away logic and use emotions. Or because, we've been quite broke throughout the year, we want to celebrate and just do it in a way that is not responsible. Now, if you're a smart person, probably you're the type who has been putting money aside throughout the year. That is ideally the right thing to do, but many of us do not follow that blueprint, either because we don't want or we hope that we shall get a windfall of money. I do not know. So in this study, this is what they say, and it was done by World Remit. They say it indicates that Christmas is one of the primary reasons immigrants and migrants send money back to their home country because of the high cost of coveted seasonal items, food, and overall impact of COVID-19, which had on the supply chains and inflation. They say of the 14 countries observed, data showed that Rwandans are most impacted by the disparity between average household income and holiday costs, spending 708% of their monthly income and nearly 60% of their annual income in the holiday. For Filipinos, they spend 257% of their monthly income. And the report also adds that during the holidays, immigrants and overseas foreign workers are often unable to celebrate with their families in person, and themselves working to support not only themselves but also their families and communities back home. And just to continue, Mr. Jude Kansime, head of DFCU Bank, concurs that it's during seasons like this that we see a change in terms of spending patterns, especially for our customers. He says, we are seeing a spike in this period, but this is as a result of the effects of COVID-19 pandemic. Over the last 18 months or so, the consumer levels have been severely affected. Excuse me. This is in regards to, how COVID also affected many of Ugandans. But they say consumptive spending tends to go up because it's a seasonal factor. It has been a difficult year for everyone, so a little bit of celebration will not be bad as long as they are within limit and following the standard operating procedures to ensure we all stay safe, especially now that there will be reopening of the economy. So this was a report that was done on the 27th. It was posted on the 27th of December 2021, but I think right now the expenditures could even be much more. That was at the time of, the height of COVID. Imagine Ugandans spending 80% of their monthly income. Now, we are now in a time when it's now post-COVID, okay? But the economy has not been so good, but people are still going to spend over the roof. They're going to spend over the roof. Now, there's another article that was shared in December 24th, 2014 about cautious spending over the Christmas period, and Vision Group did a survey. And they say they polled 191 people of all ages. Now, they say for most of the people polled, 24% of them spent most of their money on food and clothing. So it's about the stomach and about the outlook. These are the kind of spendings that people are having. You ask yourself, no one is even telling themselves, let me put some money aside, say, for January. We know how January is almost like a whole year, or 2 or 3 months within 1 month. Okay? And maybe to even have an emergency fund, or to have, a portion of the income go towards investment. These are some of the first things a person must do. And the report still says that 31%, these are the people aged 49 years and above, said they would spend more on food. And they say it is clear from the statistic that while the young are more interested in fashion and looking good over the Christmas season, the older folk have got more practical needs such as food, perhaps because of their need and responsibility to feed families. So the question is this: we are looking at the shiny objects that we want to put on ourselves. Yes, I'm not saying it's bad to look good, but if we're going to look good on almost 80% of what we earn, then there is a problem. It means that we have not been disciplined throughout time to plan for our clothing. These are things that have to be in the budget. To plan for anything, even going out for a travel. If you want to go at the end of the year for a party or to go for a travel, say up country, you know these moments are going to come, and it's important to plan for them. The problem is many of us are just used to living life without purpose, without plan, and that is very dangerous to our income. And to conclude with this, another report was shared in December 20, 2007, and the principles still apply till today. And the question was, how do Kampalans spend Christmas? And they said the survey carried out among 500 people living in Kampala shows that 86% of Kampala residents plan to spend not more than 250,000 on Christmas. And if 250,000 is equally distributed among members of average family of 6, each person will use about 33,400. That is $20 at that time. And this is 20 times more than $1 daily expenditure of most Ugandans. Okay? And they're saying 19% said they were banking on their December pay, while 8.6% will have to make do with the stinginess or goodwill of their employers, for they will rely on the Christmas or end of year bonus. Now, what if your employer doesn't give you? What if the December pay delays? Okay, it will come and then it will also get over. Okay, now for some, they say Christmas cannot be Christmas without a new outfit. Who says so? Okay, and indeed the figures also show a total of 50% of the respondents say they would buy a Christmas dress. Now, this is woven within our culture. A party is coming, every month you want to buy a cloth. Yet you probably had suits that could still sort you out, but this is not being, utilized. And they continue to say that for some, however, it seems that the age-long pressure from wives for Christmas go messy must be dying, as only 26.2% of the respondents said they would buy for their partners something new to wear on Christmas. So you can see our culture has been about spending to feed our stomachs and spending to look good, the shiny object syndrome. So my plea to you is to spend wisely. We have now 24 days to the 25th. If you've not planned throughout the year, it's an opportunity to reflect and say, okay, I now have 24 days, let me plan better and see what can come up. And then you do things within your means. Don't go out of your means and then in January you start crying that you have no money. Thank you for listening.